Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Amber Cooper and today I want to talk about finances. I want to talk about money and just having a good relationship with money. And anyhow, before I get into some of the best first things that got me thinking this way, I want to ask you, please go subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications bell. But I will totally hold the integrity. When you get to the end of this video, if you like the content, like the video, please, because it lets me know what you want to see, what is practical and helpful in the whole transformation process and just making your life easier for you, taking you to the next level, and so forth. So please go do that. To dig in, most of us are middle class, right? Like we'd be associated in the middle class range, and I'm kind of being bold a little bit by just assuming that, but I do believe that. And with that being said, I believe that there's a range, right? So some of us might be like lower middle class, some of us might be upper middle class, but nonetheless, I went a really long time not even understanding or knowing where that was and where I fit into the mix of it. And I just believe not knowing just kind of keeps you stagnant on the best day. Right? So that's without the potential of getting worse and going backwards. We don't want that. So one of the first things that I understood that really piqued my interest in was actually a proven thing on a regular basis for me in my life was out of this book. You know I'm going to throw it at you because this is a faith-based channel. But for real, guys, for real. When you go to church and they talk about paying tithes, that is not just so the church can just have your money, okay? God says we owe him the first 10% of our earnings. What that means is you want to pay tithes, 10% of the, I'm going to mess it up, of the gross pay, of the gross income, not the net. And when you give God his portion, he's going to return that tenfold. Nobody can beat a blessing from God, okay? So I'm just going to put that out there. Now, as far as general offering goes, offering is your free will offering. This is whatever your heart is willing to give. And I will also say on the faith note of things, if you don't have a willing heart to give, honestly, it's good for nothing because just doing it for the sake of doing it is living for works, and that's not by faith. So if that's a struggle for you, I just genuinely urge you, ask God for that help in giving you the desire to want to pay your tithes. I understand the struggle of, well, man, that's a chunk of money and I got to pay bills, but picking and just trust me when I say, when you pay all your tithes, God will make sure all your bills are paid. When you pay part of your tithes, part of your bills might get paid. And when you don't pay your tithes, you may or may not have your bills paid at all. And that is just something, those are not the words, that's not the word of God, that's my words. But I have lived that experience, okay? So I'm passionate about that, and I feel good knowing that I'm honoring what God called me to do. So I'm just saying there's that. I had to grow into that, so don't judge anybody else and where they may be. It's not your place. Just do you and take care of you and let it be between you and God. There's that. I'd be wrong to not talk about that. Okay. So the next book that really made a difference is Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace. This was super insightful. It was very easy to read. I learned a lot of options and ideas of how to go about budgeting yourself, the order of operations of, do I pay stuff down or do I save money first? Both are vital, but which should come first, and what's a healthy way to do that? Because it's easy to not budget in your groceries. It's easy to not budget in a realistic lifestyle because you just want to put every penny where it counts, but that's just not realistic. So I highly recommend Dave Ramsey's books. He is an incredible teacher in that area, okay? Go for it. The next book that has really struck for my husband and I is actually, well, I listened to it as an audiobook, but it's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Y'all, the principles in this book are just really cool. And the concept of having financial literacy and the way that we aren't taught any of that growing up. Most of us, okay, maybe some of us were fortunate, but majority of us we don't have a good relationship or an understanding of how to use money before we are legally allowed to take out loans for school or get credit cards or open up bank accounts and damage our credit, rack up our debt. And it becomes this scary topic, right? If we're being honest, it becomes one of those things that we're just like, ooh, taboo. Like it feels good, but then it hurts really bad in that long run when that interest racks up and our credit's ruined and all the things. And we also live in a materialistic society, okay? So just, it's so important to have financial literacy. And I'm constantly learning. That's something, it's a relationship I feel like that grows as we grow and our needs change and our potential opportunities change. So never feel like you can't use a refresher either. I highly recommend digging in and just wherever you're starting from, keep learning more. And also, I believe that the way that we even do finances is changing. Everything is going digital. Everything is making its changes. And I have no clue how that's going to work out. So we're all going to be kind of learning a bunch of new things. I believe. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So another couple pointers that I like to just talk about if I'm sharing this with my friends usually or clients of mine, I will tell them, find a bank that is willing to teach you. The bank that I go through, they are fantastic about just being willing to almost just be a free financial advisor to just any of their customers. And that is vital because you can go to them no matter what the mess you're sitting in. You can go to them and they will give you advice and a plan to get you through. That's crazy, huge, like that, because most of us won't turn to others or because we're ashamed or it's just so stressful that we shut down. So I encourage you to find the right people that are educated, that have gone to school for this, that they're passionate about this stuff. I'm not a numbers person all the time. I can do, so without a calculator, but these people are professionals. Let them help you, okay? Help you like get out of your head and just the mountain does not have to seem so huge, okay? Another thing is budgeting. So I'm going to attach, it's an Excel sheet of helping you budget your monthly bills. So the way I like to do mine is I will make a list on a little chart of all my bills, the due dates, how much they cost, and I separate them as to when my paychecks are coming. So I know which bills are coming out of which paycheck. I make sure I have enough money in that paycheck to pay for my groceries, to pay for my gas, to pay for potential things that can come up. And I do my very best to keep my bills in a healthy range for my income. Some of us might not be starting out quite so cushy, okay? But you can do extra things. You can find other things to do to earn additional income, to knock some debts down in order to make it manageable. That's also where the bank comes in. They can help you sort that out too. If you prefer digital, like spreadsheet instead of paper, I highly recommend using the app Notion, Notion. You can create any type of organization through this app. It keeps it filed for you, gives you templates, and you can completely customize that for your life, for your needs. I'm an organizer, planner type of person, so that was like a field day for me. My husband was like, ooh, that sounds terrible, but it was great for me. And so I really encourage it because now, it's been months. I don't really have to go back and change anything except for when I pay those bills off, and it feels really, really, really good. But check out Notion if that's more up your alley. And then this last resource that I really, really love is not necessarily just financially focused, but there is a woman on YouTube. I've seen her speak, and if I get her attention at all ever, oh, I might fangirl a little bit, but her name is Terri Savelle Foy. I will drop her name in the description as well. But guys, in order to get out of a hole, you need to set some goals, right? So it's really, first you need to establish where you stand, and then you need to establish where you're going. And when I say this woman is so fantastic at just coaching you through those things, cheering you on, giving you realistic ways to break down the beast that you're trying to overcome, right? She's awesome. She's so wonderful. She's also faith-based, and so I just truly appreciate the reinforcement, and I learn stuff from her all the time. She is so much better at like quotes and names and stories and like important details to pretty much everything than I am, where I'm having a conversation with you. So I hope you can find value in what she says. I hope stuff sinks in for you the way it has for me. I love her. She's wonderful. Well, what do you think? I feel like it's quick, punchy, and full of good information. So go ahead, hit that thumbs up, give me a like on the video, please, and thank you. And if you want to hear more ways, more tips, and more just ideas to transform your day-to-day lifestyle, utilizing some of the promises of God in such a practical way, please subscribe. Please go hit those notifications, because I'm going to be here 3 times a week, dishing whatever God's telling me to give, and you can have it. It's yours for free. So please go do those things. I love you. I cannot wait to chat with you guys on the next video.